Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have my friend. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jackson Slater.
Alright, well Jackson is here today showing what deck you got, man.
I played P.U.N.K Orcust.
Okay, and P.U.N.K Orcust, and that's interesting. What'd you do with it?
So I went to Chuck's and I went undefeated, 3 rounds, 1 round of top 2, and I went undefeated, only lost 2 games.
I got you. Out of those 2 games you lost, I know you told me before the profile that this deck isn't even complete yet, and you're like still did quite well with it, right?
Yeah, it was very like, I'm not trying to brag, but it was skill based. I feel like the deck kind of bricked a lot, missing some stuff, but I was able to pull it through, and it was pretty nice. It performed pretty well, but it also bricked pretty bad.
I got you. Well, look, it all comes down to the pilot and the skill level. Let's get into the profile, but before we start, do you have any shout outs or any comments extra you want to give?
Yeah, Josh, Travis,
appreciate you.
Boy, Chuck's, they're still open on 4th of July weekend.
Get some Yu-Gi-Oh in.
Yeah, shout out to Rest in Peace Team Satisfaction.
All right.
Disbanded. You know who you are.
Yes, sir. Let's get into the profile, man.
Yes, sir. Alright, so for the main deck, for the punks at least, 2 Xiamen, 2 Foxy, 1 Ogre, and then 1 Deer Note, and then 3 E-Telly. So this should be at 3. This is one of those cards I wasn't completed because I didn't have a 3rd one. I thought I did, didn't. And then these are this kind of standard. Foxy at 2. It did pretty well. I don't think I needed the 3rd at any time. Brick, and then this either searched Xiamen or Deer Note was pretty good. Got an extra Dark Engrave, which was pretty nice. This package was super useful. Chaos Ruler is really good for the Orcust. Just puts the pieces in grave, can let you keep going. These 2, I hard made Ding with these 2, and that was pretty cool. But the punks, pretty useful, very necessary for Orcust in the future, I do believe.
Okay. Nice little engine side.
Yeah. And then to like complement that, Snow and Plague Spreader.
Wow. Plague Spreader. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is for the Calamities route. I didn't have a Calamities. I was planning on playing with it, and
someone who's supposed to be there didn't show up.
Yeah, I just didn't have it. So this was useless. If you're not doing Calamities and just kind of like going for some negates, this should definitely be a Jet Synchron. That card is what it would have came up a lot.
Yeah.
Like making Hot Red would have been way easier, and just like making Apo before you get Dark Locked, like it would have been really, really handy, which kind of wish I had that. For the Orcust, 3 Girsu, must. 3 Nightmare. Some people might disagree on this because, well, I think 3 because of Foxy and just like it's really good in the grind and things like that. 2 World One. This probably would have cut down to 1 and put what's the card? The 3rd Xiamen, definitely.
Gotcha.
But I, again, didn't have it. 1 Skeleton, 1 Bombard. This came up, melted off of Chaos Ruler, summoned it back off of Skeleton to make Hot Red. Pretty cool play. And then, yeah, that's it for the Orcust monsters. For the other Orcust cards, 1 Babel, 1 Return, 1 Crescendo.
How many people read these cards today? I know it's been a minute since like people have seen Orcust.
Honestly,
people reading there or no?
No.
Okay, sweet.
The only time someone read was Babel.
Yeah.
But other than that, they didn't need to read it.
Gotcha.
These are pretty self-explanatory.
Most definitely.
Yeah. When you open Gearsu plus 4 hand traps, going in for another negate is pretty nice. That's what I was doing, just to guarantee some follow-up with Nightmare and Grave, and then having those 4 hand traps basically just lets you get to turn 3 and then kill from there. And that's it for like the main engine. The rest is basically just hand traps. Gamma and the driver. This car's MVP. Helped me make Barone. Just super good against some of the decks right now. Gets rid of a body, negates a monster. Really freaking good. 3 Ash is pretty standard. And then weirdly, I played 2 Valor, 2 Ogre, and then 2 Nib.
Wait. 2 Ogre, huh?
Yeah. This was actually pretty good. When I needed them, I had them in my hand. This was super good against the P.U.N.K adventure deck I was playing against.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and with the side deck with Token Collector, this plus Token Collector basically just shuts them down completely. And it's super good. The Nib, really good. Some people don't expect it in the main, some people do. And if they don't respect it in the main, then they get hard punished and then get OTK'd by the next turn.
Jeez. And this is a 40 card deck or what?
Yeah, this is 40.
Okay, gotcha. I know we're not done with the main deck, but I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then for like 3 power cards, the one called by, this card was glued to my hand. Love it. Monster Reborn and Foolish. These I think they're self-explanatory. With Chaos Ruler, you get to summon back anything that you send. Foolish helps you with Orcust plays if you don't open Gearsu or mill anything. And then Called By just protects you from other hand traps to let you keep playing.
I got you. So one thing I noticed when you were doing your hand traps there, you didn't have Imperm. Is there a reason why you don't have Imperm?
Yeah, so I played Valor instead of Imperm, especially with Chaos Ruler. You can add it back, and then if you mill Imperm off of Chaos Ruler, it's kind of like a dead card. But if you mill a lighter dark hand trap, you get to add it back. I was also considering playing Skullmeister, but I don't think it's that good this format. I mean, it hits a lot of decks, but I think the ratio I played was pretty good. Okay,
yeah, it makes logical sense what you said there about the milling and whatnot. See, like you said, you put a lot of thought into it just to have some of the cards, but you saw what it did. It's all about the pilot, man. It's all about the pilot.
There was thought process in some of it, and then some of it was just rushed and just all put together.
I got you.
Yeah. For the extra, played a 2 ding for the XCs. For the synchro, formula, Chaos Ruler, Hot Red Barone. Again, I was supposed to play the Calamities, so that's why this card was in here. But weirdly enough, it kind of came up. It helped me draw. If like I had a dead hand, I could just end on a Hulk and then get a draw, and then off of the Hulk I could like summon a Ghost Ogre for an extra disruption. So, I mean, came up a little bit. It also could help make Barone, but if you're not playing Calamities, you could swap this out for something better that would help you. What's the card? The Zombie Vampire. That card, I wish I had that card. I would also be playing it, but yeah, again, was gonna go for the Calamities, but didn't.
Why do you play 2 ding?
2 ding for like grind game, and also with the Orcust stuff. I also played 2 Galatea. You'll see in a second.
Gotcha.
But the second one didn't really come up, but sometimes if you're in that grind game, this deck is really good in the grind, especially because your Orcust can keep just recycling, and the second ding might come up, and it never came up today, but it probably would in the future.
Gotcha. Next profile, we'll see if you still have the 2 dings or not.
Yeah. For the links, I play the 1 Link Karibo, there's the 2 Galatea, IP, this card's broken in Orcust, the Dark Charmer. This card, MVP. Going into the grind game, or not even, just on the crackback, I stole someone's hot red, and I literally I won because of that. I got control of the game state after stealing it, and it was all downhill from there. And I was about to lose too. I was at 1,200 life points. So
yeah, the Charmers are the Charmers, man. And,
the Charmers are broken.
Yeah,
never sleep on the Charmers.
Yeah, man.
If you're
crazy.
playing an attribute that can make a Charmer, play the Charmer.
Have it, man. Have it in your extra deck. Most definitely.
Yeah. Hulk, Unicorn,
IP plays.
Apo, and then access code. This card's busted.
Yeah, access code.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Literally so good. And then never made this today because of the Dark Lock. Maybe swap this out for something like Underworld Goddess or something. But if I had Jet Synchron, this would definitely be easier to make. But since I was going the Calamities route, probably would have swapped this out for the Calamities if I got it.
Most definitely. So that's your extra deck right there?
Yeah, that was the extra.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to show the side or not, brother?
Yeah, I'll show the
All
side.
right, let's get to it.
Side, pretty self-explanatory. Token Collector, good against any of the adventure decks. And Sword Soul, those are like the hardest matchups, just because they're the best decks in the room, besides Despia. Played 3 Cosmic. This should have been Twins. Twins would have been way better because you could have gotten Orcust pieces out of your hand, and pops 2 instead of 1. But this is Mystic Mine out. A lot of people are playing that right now. Gotta be aware
also
of it.
you gotta be ready for like, if not Mystic Mine, you also have Anti-Spell Fragrance.
Yeah,
things
facts.
like that.
Yeah, I'm about to get to that in a second. 3 Dark Ruler.
Board breaking.
Yeah, board breaking. Pretty self-explanatory again. D-Barrier. This card is nuts.
Yeah, that card's disgusting.
Turn skip against most of the decks in the format right now. Pretty necessary to play. And I played 3 evenly. This card, really good.
Yeah.
But if I did the switch with the Cyclones, I would have swapped the Cyclones out for Twins, and then I would have swapped this out for Anti-Spell for another going first option. Because the only going first card in here in my side was D-Barrier, maybe Cyclone, but not really.
Most definitely.
Mostly going second cards.
Well, look, dude, I appreciate the profile, and I appreciate you winning today.
Yeah.
And only dropping 2 games out of like all the rounds you played.
Yeah, I only lost one game against Umi Control. That deck is stupid.
Yeah.
And then I lost 1 game against Access Code when I bricked.
Of course.
Against Salad, yeah.
Oh, it's Salad too, man.
Yeah, it was the double Access Code beater.
Yeah, it should,
had an awful hand.
that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, any last comments before we wrap up the profile?
Hey, shout out to Everett for playing Flip It or Rip It. Thank you again for Travis, and hopefully I'll be here again on the channel.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, dude. Well, guys, until next time, thank you for watching the video. If you're not, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll go from there.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care, guys.